Before this microphone and Pro Tools, so cracked by the playground. I don't touch my bank account, 200K in my PayPal. Weed growing, got a farm, nigga. Icy roll on my arm, nigga. Knew I was gonna blow soon as I detonated that bomb, nigga.
I suppose. The man, the myth, the legend, bro.
What's up, man? How's it going?
God damn. Bro, I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. I hope you're well as well. Let me get it off top, bro. I got to give you your flowers, bro. Off top. You ushered in through social media and through the work you were able to do with the Rock the Spots tours, all that back in the day. You brought in this era of marketing that was unseen before, but it has now become the norm.
Yeah.
And you were, I want to say, at least 5 to 7, maybe even 10 years ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah.
Bring me back to that, to those days when you were, like, I guess, developing the vision.
It really all started, man, with a conversation I had with the Alcoholics.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the Alcoholics.
Dope.
That's my
J-Ro,
favorite.
shout out.
That's my favorite hip hop group.
Hell yeah.
And I was shooting a video for J-Ro, and you know, the whole licks were together, and I was like on some fan shit.
Right.
So at the time, I had a web show called Chillin' What I Suppose, where I would interview people and just kind of, you know, something like what we're doing right now. And I started asking them questions like, you know, how was it when you guys were coming out? Like, what were you guys doing to promote your brands and shit like that? And they started telling me about the 90s, how their label at the time, Loud Records, would have them travel through different, like, colleges and just do, like, promo tours where no one was making money, but they were out, like, rocking colleges and high schools and just promoting.
Getting exposure from
that. So that kind of just sparked an idea in my head as far as, like, man, I need to take it back to the basics. You know what I mean? Like everyone's consumed with the whole social media shit. What if I take it back to the streets?
Right.
And that's really what gave birth to the foundation of what we did, which was, we use social media as our platform to connect with people.
Right.
But we did so much work in the streets, visited so many cities, and that's really what gave us our fucking our platform, you know what I mean?
No, yeah. I remember seeing the constant touring, the constant meet and greets, you know, like you deciding to move, like, and communicate with your fan base with a lot of purpose and a lot of messaging. It was just a revolutionary thing, bro. Like straight up, bro.
It's just, you know, when people think hip hop touring,
right?
You think Los Angeles, you think San Diego, you think San Francisco, Hollywood, you think the big cities.
Right.
So I was like, yo, there's a lot of youngsters, there's a lot of hip hop heads in these towns that no one ever goes to.
Right.
And they're relatively far from all the major cities. I was like, what if we are the only ones to ever hit these cities? You get me?
Feel that.
So that was really the secret. I mean, like, that was really, like, shout out to a lot of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of artists that are blowing up right now that even back then were like, yo, what's the secret? Like, what's the trick? And the trick was go where no one's going and be consistent. So we started doing shows in the small towns. You know, we'll do a show in Paramount and Southgate the next day, and then Downey, and then Norwalk, and then Whittier, and then Pico. And these are all cities that are literally 2 miles away from each other.
Right.
But they had we created this whole thing where people were like, yo, they're coming to our city, fuck your city. Or like, why are you going to their city, come to our city?
Right.
But they're neighboring cities.
Right.
So what that did is it enabled us to go anywhere and build the buzz, because we had people that never even heard of our music, but that were like, yo, you guys are coming to our city, like, we don't know who the fuck you are, but that's dope, because you're the only rappers ever to do a show in our city. And that was really the secret. Like, that was really what let us travel throughout the whole fucking country with that same formula. And that's the same formula that I still use to this day, you know?
Right. You know, because I remember when you would even bust out like 2, sometimes even 3 meet and greets a day. Is that what was going on? The neighboring city stuff? You wanted to hit the like those neighboring cities in the same day?
Well, I have this schedule, right?
Right.
Where It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I do 28 cities in 3 days. And that's because it was all neighboring cities. So I literally just pick a Starbucks. And I'd pick a Starbucks in every city. And these cities are like 5-10 minutes away from each other.
Right.
And I'd go to these cities for 30 minutes, do a quick meet and greet in the parking lot, but I'd make $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 of merchandise per stop. You get me?
Right.
So a lot of people on the outside looking in will be like, oh, this guy's doing fucking parking lot meet and greets.
Right.
But they didn't know that in a weekend, I was making $10,000 off just going to different spots.
Right.
Every city was a different opportunity. You know what I mean?
Right.
To hit a different demographic. And what's crazy is that you could have people in Whittier and then people in Anaheim that's only 10 minutes away, but they're so different. You get me? So different lifestyles. Just it's so different people, so you get to meet different type of people.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing, man. But yeah, I was doing 28 meet and greets per 3 days. I mean, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
And I did that for years. You know what I mean? For years.
I remember those days, man. And let's fast forward to present day. Is like you say, you still implement the same philosophy, but do you have more infrastructure behind that? Is it more like a machine that kind of goes?
Well, I kind of got my name to where it's flowing within the industry. You get me? Enough people know about me to where I can make a living off streams.
Right.
I get show and tour offers all the time. And people hit me up for features and sell out merch and stuff like that. So I don't really have to be at that level 100%.
Right.
At least that's what I thought. I just dropped a new album a couple days ago called Anger, and I'm about to go on tour for this, and I'm gonna do the same thing I've always been doing, just flood the game, be everywhere. I'm doing a 100 city tour, shows and meet and greets.
Damn.
But 100 cities.
Across the whole country?
Across the whole country, yeah. But it's mainly West Coast. West Coast. And it's just crazy because the formula's there.
Right.
I just gotta apply it. But I already have this formula that just kind of works for me, and it works for artists that I bring under me. Right now, I just launched my label called Truth Records. And it's really what I've always been doing, but now it's a platform to bring other people in. Right. And the first artist I got is my cousin. His name is Mimic One, and he's the first artist that I'm bringing out on the label, And we've been working him for a month, literally a month, and he's already building a fan base. There's already fans that are I love your music, I want to see you live. That's the same shit that I did before. It's happening to him.
It's a tried and true method. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. But a lot of people, there's a lot of artists I helped out. Know, some that saw great success, some that never saw success at all. And because it's a formula, but you also gotta be determined and put in work. You get me? There's a lot required.
Two minds have to meet right in the middle for it to work.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you mentioned, artists have great success. Like obviously Phora, you and Phora worked very, very closely in the early stages of Phora's career. I think you got him on his first tour, right? It was a Rock the Spot tour?
Yeah.
Backyard show,
no,
back when,
Request Your City tour was...
Right. That's what it was. Even that, so fucking genius,
we did 6-7 tours together.
Right.
I started off as funding it, organizing it, setting everything. And then we traveled the whole country. Right. And that really set the tone for a lot of things,
Right.
It really inspired a lot of people to do the same.
Absolutely.
In 2012, when we started, local artists weren't touring. You get me? The artists that were touring that were local were opening up for a bigger name.
Right.
But as far as local artists saying, yo, we got a fan base, let's tour for our own little fan base, and do backyard shows and little coffee shops. No one was doing that shit. You know what I mean? No one in LA, no one in Southern California was doing it.
And everything was in-house with you guys was the thing too.
Yeah. We fucking, our tour in 2012 was me, which I was a promoter, I was funding it, I was organizing it, I was booking the venues myself. We were doing all our own sound and lighting ourselves.
I remember the Facebook post of you guys copying a bunch of speakers at Guitar Center.
Yeah. My nephew Jay Craft, shout out to Jay Craft.
Shout out.
He would work the door.
Right.
You know, he would work the door, collect the money, handle the guest list, and then rock. My nephew Anthro Beats would
shout out Anthro.
Do all the sound, all the lighting,
right.
Run all the audio shit for the show, you know, and then Phora would draw the people, you know,
right.
and then rock the show. So it was literally just a small little
right.
group. And that's all we needed. That's really all you need, you know.
Right.
Artists these days, or artists in general, they kind of want this validation from either big established artists or like someone in the industry, you know.
Right.
And you don't really need that. Just create a plan and go out and hustle. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, we're talking about Phora, like at least from the public eye, it seems like your guys' relationship is like really not what it used to be, like at all. Like as far as like the closeness, how do you describe your relationship with Phora now?
I always tell people always ask me this, you know.
I mean, I can imagine. I had to ask.
And I always tell people, when someone pays me, you know, like $20,000-$30,000, I'll tell them the full story and shit. But nah, that's just a joke that I have, you know. but nah, man. I have no beefs with nobody. You know
right.
Like, when it's almost like friends. Like we always have those friends in high school that you grow apart for whatever reason.
Right,
someone goes to college, someone doesn't. You know what I mean? So the whole thing with him, this is the first time that I actually ever addressed this, you know. Just real simple is that he was doing great in his career to a point where I felt like I'm already an older cat, you get me? So I felt like, cool, me being the business, the manager, the stuff is cool, but I also want to like chase the little artist dream myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in order to do that, you just got to separate yourself. You get what I'm saying? Even when we were working together, we don't have songs together, maybe one. We never recorded together. We weren't in music videos together. But we were together every single day. You know what I mean? It's almost like Warren G and Dr. Dre. They're stepbrothers, you know, but they don't have songs together. So people automatically were like, you guys have beef, but it's like, nah, like doing this thing, and I almost felt like, yo, like even you, like if you're rapping and I'm your manager,
right,
and you're already doing large numbers and bigger venues, it's like, bro, I can't do that no more.
I feel that.
Like the venues were $2,000, but now they're $10,000. Like, so now we need a booking agent.
Yeah.
Now you need a label. Now you need a real person. Otherwise, if I'm selfish, I'm gonna fuck it up for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so that it's always business shit like that, you know.
Right.
And then me, I was like, 80% of my life, music life, was dedicated to that movement. You get what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
And 10% to my personal life, and 10% to my music. So I almost felt like my time's running out. I have enough of a buzz to where like, if I want to make this shit work, I gotta put 80% of myself.
Right.
And separating myself in a weird way was the best decision ever, musically. Because that's when I started touring on my own, and I started like going to other states by myself and drawing the crowds, and now it was like, yo, we're I Suppose fans, you know, because before that it was like, oh, we're gonna go see certain artists, and I Suppose happens to be there. You get what I'm saying? I was always kind of like piggyback riding. You get me? And as an artist, you don't want to piggyback ride. You get me? Like,
you want to hold your own.
You know, the same shit with the homie Drummer Boy and King Little G. I just saw an interview
I've seen that,
where they asked Drummer Boy the same thing. He's like, yo, there's no beef.
Right.
It's just like, I want to be my artist too. Like, and when you're in the shadow of like a bigger artist, it's hard for especially when you're doing the business. Right. Because you get what I'm saying? People see me at shows and like, is he artist, I suppose, right now, or is he a manager, business guy? Right. And because I couldn't go to a show and you know, like act Hollywood and shit. I couldn't go to a show and be low key to like rock on stage. I had to be in the line. Yo, the show's about to start. Everybody get in line. No,
making sure
I gotta be everywhere. So it kind of put me in a weird situation. So to answer your question, it's just he was doing his thing. I wanted to do my thing. It's no beef. There's no like, yo, they don't fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? My nephew Anthro Beats lives with him, you know, like they're best friends. It's you know what I mean? If it wasn't for him, a lot of this shit wouldn't even be possible.
No,
Because he, you know, it was both of us that I'll bring the best of my world, you bring the best of your world, but together we made this shit happen. So I'd be ungrateful to be like, man, fuck that shit. I do it myself. It's not even about that. It's about like I give props where props are due.
Right. Yeah. Because
And what people don't understand is that we the last time we were like working together was 2015. So it's literally been
Almost
4
5.
years.
Yeah, almost 5.
Like it's been a lot. It's almost been more time not
Than you guys were
working
even.
than we were working.
Word,
So at
okay.
this point, I'm like,
That really puts it in
"Bro,
perspective."
I'm good. I've been doing good. It's great. You know what I mean?
yeah, like, because generally speaking, like that situation, like it was clear from the get-go, damn near, that Phora was a special talent. You know, very raw, you know, but it was clear. And then your marketing mind, when you guys linked up, that was a guaranteed it's gonna go. You know, and it went, and you know, it did what it did. And as you said, it's a growth cycle. It's like you live and you learn, but you live and you let go of things. You know, you outgrow people.
Yeah.
It's
and like this is where I belong in the underground, trying to help the next artist that's gonna come up.
Right,
you know, people always ask me, "Yo, you made things happen with him. Why don't you do what all the other artists happen?" And just like you said, it was easy to recognize. He had some shit in him that you don't really see on artists.
Right.
The determination. You know what I mean?
Right.
Someone working 24 hours around the clock and being on me like, yo, have you done this? Have you booked the venues? Like, we got to book them. No, I'll take care of it. And 2 hours later, like, have you booked it? And I was like, bro, I just took a shit and ate. Like, let me rest. No, we got to get on it. We got to get. So it was a special little thing right there. You know what I mean? And there's very few artists that have that. You know what I mean? Like this.
And Truth Records, like you said, it is a very natural progression for you. You know, that's you have a knack for developing artists. You have a knack for guiding artists. You know, but like you still being an artist yourself, you have a new album. Is it out already? Is it coming out? Is it Anger? Rage?
It came out Anger. It came out 5 days ago. 5
days ago. Okay.
We already have like 40,000 fucking streams of the whole album online. It's just been crazy. It's a raw album, raw lyrical, like MC shit. It's nothing like the shit I used to do before. And that was mainly because, you know, people always be like, yo, this guy's depressed, emotional, sad music, you know, but they don't know I have a raw background, you know, with Rhyme Addicts and shit before. So
for sure,
this was really like my show improved. Like, yo, I'm gonna spit some bars. I'm gonna go on some raw shit. After this album, like, don't ever bother me. Like, don't, if I do a song about killing myself, like, don't ever question whether I'm an MC or not.
So this is that MC
It's that album. It's just that raw. I have DJ cuts on the hooks, you know, like just scratching. I got raw beats. I got the raw shit, the metaphor, the lyrical miracle shit people like. Just to kind of, just to show people, like, look, man, I could rap.
Facts.
I decided to help the youngsters because it's a good thing. You get me?
Right.
But don't, because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, this guy's overrated. He can't really spit bars or rap. And it's like, because they don't know the history before that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's what I do. I've been rapping my whole life and shit. You know what I mean?
They don't know about RA. They don't know about the Rhyme Addicts.
Yeah.
You know, you just completed the trilogy right now. I had XP on here. I had Ill Word. You were the last one.
That's tight. I haven't even. We got together once, like a couple months ago.
I think XP mentioned that.
Yeah. And we haven't got back together physically, but we've been working through email. You know what I mean? Like just working. So we're looking to drop our new album in December.
Nice.
It's been 10 years since our debut album.
Dope.
So this is like a 10-year anniversary thing. I understand that with Rhyme Addicts, it's kind of like I gotta start all over sometimes. You get me? Like because it's a new name to my fan. Even like 90% of my fans don't know that I'm part of a group called Rhyme Addicts. So if I'd be like, check out a Rhyme Addict song, they'd be like, what the fuck is that? You get me?
Right. So,
but now I'm in a position where I know I could do more for the group than I was ever able to do. You get me?
Right.
Because I have an actual audience now, like people listening.
Right.
So
yeah, you put yourself in that position. I mean, and I said that's also a process of growth. Like, you know, separated from the Rhyme Addicts for a bit, but you know, everyone's still doing their thing.
Well, we've been friends since 2002.
Word.
So we've been friends for 17 years.
So it's been a minute, yeah.
So it's like we talk and it's like we never stop chilling. You get me?
It's always gonna be there at this point.
Yeah. So we're like homies we all got the RA tatted. We're like homies for life. It's not like a crew you just make for the hell of it. Like we were 15, 16, rapping with each other.
Damn.
So it's like Rhyme Addicts for life. Those are my boys right there.
For sure.
And that's actually the second artist, Rhyme Addicts, that I have on the label. The third. So I have my cousin Mimic One.
Mimic One.
I have my nephew J Craft, and then I have Rhyme Addicts. Those are the first 3 artists on Truth Records.
Dope.
And it's all uphill from then. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, I suppose I appreciate you, man. You're really a hometown hero, 818 legend, bro, without a doubt.
Definitely, man.
Man, great to have you on the show, man. Great to chop it up. Great to pick your brain, bro.
No. Definitely, man. I appreciate this shit. You know what I mean? And I dropped some gems, man, because some of the questions, like mainly the Phora stuff, I never answer that because I usually do interviews and I'm like, look, don't ask me about that shit because I'm not even gonna. I'm a curve it. You know what I mean? I'm a curve it.
I appreciate you answering that because like I know you probably get it all the time, you know. But I mean, I'm really like as a fan, like as someone who witnessed it, you know. I had to ask. I couldn't not.
And that's why I decided to say a little bit because I saw the interview you did with XP at the airliner. You get me?
Appreciate it.
And I was like, oh, he knows what's up. Like he. You know what I mean? Like you were talking about certain things. About that era. So I was like, oh, this guy knows what's up. Like he knows about the early days.
Right.
So I was like, if I ever come across him, I'll talk about it because it seems like he knows. Like he's not just asking to ask. Like he actually was around in that time.
Yeah.
So I remember you asking XP and he was kind of like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man, I was just a fan, bro. I was just a kid on Facebook, bro, watching everything go down, you know,
So,
paying attention.
So there's always deeper sides to the story, which one day, or maybe not, you know what I mean? But at least I got to share some little outlines about situation and shit. But
I mean, whatever it is, everything is beautiful now, So like again, like there's no need to entertain, like
definitely.
Well, appreciate you, man.
Hey.
Thank you.
All day, man.